Section 4, Video 6, Adding Storage. In this video, we'll learn the different ways to add new data store or new storage or increasing an existing storage. The first two options, adding a new data store, creating a new VMware data store by formatting a LUN presented either from iSCSI, Fiber Channel or local storage. Once that LUN is formatted with VFS, it becomes a data store, and virtual machines can now be created on that data store. The second option, mounting an NFS data store, allows us to create a new data store by mounting a remote NFS volume where we need to provide name of the volume, NFS server details including IP, NFS share name exported with correct permissions allowing read-only or write or read-write options, and NFS version. Currently supported are both version 3 and version 4. Once the NFS data store is mounted, we can access it using E6i host and create virtual machines on it. The second two options allow us to increase or expand the size of an existing VFS data store. We have two options, adding a new extent. This allows us to add a new LUN coming from either iSCSI or local storage or fiber channel, and allows us to add up 32 extents of the same storage type. That's one condition that we need to keep in mind. So if the existing data store is a fiber channel data store, the new extent must come from the same type of storage. The spanned VFS data store can use any of or all of its extents at any time. It does not need to fill up a particular extent before using the next one. The first extent is always called the master extent, and the other ones are added to it to create that spanned VFS data store. And to any system or user communicating with the data store, it is seamless. It appears to be a single VFS data store. The other option is called GrowFS, or growing an extent in an existing VFS data store. This option can be executed quickly by the VM admin without the need of a storage admin, as one of the conditions is that the storage can only be expanded if it's adjacent and free. Most of the time we do not get the full storage that we're looking for. However, this is a very quick option to expand an existing VFS data store. Adding a new VFS data store in the GUI web client, it shows up as the following dialog. Create new VFS data store. Creating a new VFS data store, and the LUN can be coming from or presented from local storage, fiber channel or iSCSI. The second option is adding extent to existing VFS data store. Again, we have the option to increase the size up to 62 terabytes by adding multiple extents which are provided by the storage admin. Once that extent is added to the master extent, it becomes seamless and the VFS can span across those extents. The next option is GrowFS, or expanding an existing VFS data store. However, the condition is that the free space must be adjacent and available to allow the VFS data store to expand into the adjoining space. This option can be executed without the assistance of a storage admin. The last option is mounting an NFS data store. As we looked at in the previous slide, this requires some information about the NFS server itself, which can be anywhere on the network accessible. We require the storage volume name, the NFS server IP, the permissions of the NFS share to allow us to mount that NFS share. Once it's mounted, it shows up in the storage hierarchy, and the NFS is able to host virtual machines. To summarize, we looked at various options of adding new storage, both VMFS and NFS, and the other options we looked at are increasing or expanding the size of existing VMFS storage by virtue of GrowFS or add and extend option. This concludes section 4. Thank you for watching.